This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Thursday, April the 7th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the Chief Executive Officer of Cahill Energy Cleared Cowan is refusing to confirm reports that the $700 million plasma gasification plant scheduled to be built in Barbados has been cancelled. However, in a brief interview with Barbados Today from Toronto, Canada, Cowan denied that the technology that Cahill Energy was planning to use in the construction of a waste-to-energy plant at Vaucluse in St. Thomas was the same as that used by Air Products, and that's a company which has reportedly abandoned a billion-dollar waste-to-energy project in England. However, when asked if the multi-million-dollar Barbados project was still moving forward, all Cowan would say is, and we quote, "We aren't using the same technology at all. That's all I'm on the record as saying," unquote. Her comments to Barbados Today came directly on the heels of reports that Air Products was quitting the waste-to-energy sector and had pulled the plug on its two major gasification facilities, unteasing them, which were expected to generate 49.9 megawatts of renewable electricity a year, using 350,000 tons of non-recyclable residual waste. Details are beginning to emerge of Barbados' link to the Panama Papers leak, described as history's biggest data leak. We reported yesterday that 34 companies from Barbados had been listed in the Panama Papers, although no names nor addresses were available at the time. However, the Guardian newspaper in the United Kingdom, listed by International Consortium of Investigative Journalists as one of three of its reporting partners, yesterday reported that the British music tycoon Simon Cowell was among those named in the leak. The paper made it clear that there was nothing to suggest that Cowell or any of those it has named in its coverage of the story sheltered or sought to shelter money or assets offshore to avoid tax or for any unlawful purpose. Meanwhile, Barbados has been cited as one of the biggest destinations for wealthy Canadians and Canadian corporations to stash assets, with $71 billion of Canadian cash and assets said to be coming to this country. The claim has been made by Dennis Howlett, the executive director of a non-profit organization called Canadians for Tax Fairness. The group estimates that Canadians and Canadian companies have as much as $199 billion stashed overseas in places like Panama, the Cayman Islands, and Luxembourg, where there are low tax rates but high-level secrecy. However, Minister of International Business Donville Innes dismissed any suggestion that Barbados was a destination of underhand financial dealings. Innes said this country is a low-tax market and has a tax treaty with Canada.
So I instead of paying $350,000 in taxes in Canada, I pay $25,000 in taxes in Barbados. So I save myself $25,000. That allows that Canadian business now to take that extra profit and invest and grow themselves globally. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, the Canadian government would encourage that.
The government's problem-plagued $250 million cane industry restructuring project for Andrews in St. Joseph is facing a legal challenge that could bring the venture to a painful end. Company executive of Andrews Great House, Emil Peter Elias, has filed the application in the Supreme Court Registry for an injunction to stop the construction of a state-of-the-art multi-purpose facility which was trumpeted as the savior of the struggling sugar industry. The suit, filed on February 18, 2016, names Chief Town Planner Mark Cummins and Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite as the first and second respondents and is scheduled to be heard next week, Thursday morning. It claims that demolition of the old Andrews sugar factory to make way for the construction of the new plant has already started without planning permission, and even more importantly, without completion of an environmental and social impact assessment as required by law. In sports now, Barbados' under-21 girls hockey team will battle against Trinidad and Tobago today at the Pan American Hockey Championships taking place in the Twin Island Republic. Both sides were seeking to avoid the last place fixture and at least have a chance of finishing fifth. The Barbados' head coach, Peter Chase, says his girls would have to maintain their structure going into today's game.
I think the most important thing for us is maintaining our structure. I think as long as we maintain our structure and our intensity, we can get a positive result. The girls also need to make sure that they're confident in their ability. I think if they, for any point in time in the game that they decide that they are not confident in their ability, I think Trinidad will take full advantage of it.
In more sports news, West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo is to perform his song Champion during the opening ceremony of the 9th edition of the Indian Premier League. Chairman Rajiv Shukla expects that Bravo's performance to be the main attraction at the event. Bravo, who will be playing for the new team, Gujarat Lions, is trying to cash in on the popularity of the song and the accompanying dance, which has reportedly become a rage among the cricket fans of India and the IPL.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The 50th anniversary of Independent Secretariat and the National Cultural Foundation proudly present the theatrical production From Bossa to Barrow and Beyond.
We are not slaves.
Saturday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the historic Golden Grove Plantation. Come, be a witness to history.
Aye, Nanny Greg.
Enter the ritual. Feel the power.
This country will be independent. And if I have to wake up all the sleeping angels in heaven, so be it.
From Bossa to Barrow and Beyond. April 16th. Tickets $50 adults, $10 youth and children. Available at all NCF outlets and at ticketpal.com.
Turning now to news from the region, reports coming out of Trinidad and Tobago state that chickenpox is spreading like wildfire at the St. Mary's Children's Home, and many of the staff and children are said to be terrified. From what we are told, they believe health and safety guidelines are being breached, and there are fears the chickenpox is extending beyond the walls of that institution.
TV6 News understands that a situation which has been described as a very frightening one developed when a child at the St. Mary's Children's Home contracted chickenpox at Isha's Learning Center. ELC is said to have dealt with it accordingly to prevent a spread, but we're told St. Mary's neglected to do so. According to our source, who chooses to remain anonymous, when the boy returned to the home and started exhibiting symptoms of the highly contagious disease, he was placed in a dormitory with other children instead of being quarantined. This triggered a viral outbreak on March 18th, and one by one persons continue to become infected. We're told 3 girls who have contracted the illness are now placed in a separate area. However, staff members who have never had chickenpox are being forced to tend to them. Our source says this has led to workers falling ill. We also understand that the boys who came down with the virus were not isolated from the others.
And on the global front, human rights group Amnesty International estimates the world's most prolific executioner killed thousands of people last year. In its most recent annual report on the death penalty worldwide, Amnesty recorded an alarming surge in executions to at least 1,634 in 2015, an increase of more than 50% on the year before. But that figure does not include China, still believed to be by far the world's top executioner. That's news on sports. However, you can join us again this afternoon for more. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izomi Media or in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now also tune into channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.